Uh,
What are you thinking about your homecoming?
I'm absolutely ready to go. Ready to see my family. Just ready to play at that stadium. I remember just going to those games as a little kid, so it's gonna be fun. Just being in that environment, seeing my family, and just getting the ball out.
When you
How many
first
family?
decided to
I'm
come
sorry.
here, did you know that ASU was going to play a game
No,
at
I
your
didn't.
house?
I actually didn't. And it's crazy that I get to go back home and just see my family and play back at home and just see some hometown friends. It's gonna be amazing for sure.
How many fans do your family members do you have are going to be in
Man,
attendance?
I probably got the whole city of Tupelo probably coming, but I definitely got a lot of family and friends coming out.
When you have a game like this, when you get to go back home, like you said, what kind of memories or emotions that comes up when you think about how far you've come since you left there?
Man, absolutely. It's just a tremendous feeling just knowing how far I've came, just those memories just of being a little kid, just wanting to play football, looking up to those other guys that went to Mississippi State. Chad Bumpers is one of the guys that I don't know. I was just mesmerized as a kid, just watching him play, and it's just an awesome feeling just going back home and being able to play there.
How about knowing that you're going to do that to some other young kid? They're going to look at you and be like, man, that's the guy that's from here. He's doing it. Maybe I can do it.
Yeah, it just shows me that just my role just in life has just grown tremendously. Just I feel like I owe it to them. Just be that role model and be that figure. Just to give them some hope.
I'm sure the cowbells brought back some memories too, right?
Yeah, the cowbells actually just annoyed me today, but it's definitely a memory. I remember I think the last Egg Bowl I went to, and those fans they keep it rocking the entire time. So it's definitely just a memory of
How
mine.
do you manage the emotions this weekend going back there?
It's just going back to the drawing board. I got some things I need to clean up. Just staying with my process and doing what the things that I've done to get me here. So it's just keeping all those things in mind. Just understanding my family is there. So that's what I think about every time I play and every time I practice. So it's gonna be nothing new.
Can you put too much pressure on yourself to do well?
I always put pressure on myself to do well, but that's just me. I feel like I'm my biggest critic, my own biggest critic. I just, I hold myself to a higher standard, so I think, that pressure is always on myself.
What was your take on the win Saturday?
I think we got the job done, but I definitely think we were a little sloppy. I think we did some good things, but I think, we didn't get to truly show what our identity was and, what we were truly capable of, and I think this week is going to be an opportunity to show that.
What do you think about how experience like growing up there in Mississippi?
What you say?
What was your childhood experience like growing up there in Mississippi?
So it was a lot like Camp T, kinda, just being outdoors, hanging out with my friends and family, just coming outside and coming back home until the street lights come on, and just I just remember those things and just being outdoors and just growing up and just learning things the hard way, getting cuts and bruises here and there, coming home, just those type of memories.
Did you get serious?
I was kind of recruited by Mississippi State when I went to high school, but I wasn't officially offered. So yeah, that's a little chip on my shoulder for sure.
What do you think about how you and Raleek played off each other on Saturday?
What you say?
What do you think about how you and Raleek kind of played off each other and complimented each other on Saturday?
Oh yeah, I think we did some good things. I think we were explosive. We made some plays, and that was just a little taste of what we can really do. I think we got one of the best backfields, and if not the best backfield in the country. And I think we're going to be able to show that. We got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things, and I'm very confident in us and in myself.
Was it hard to communicate today with all the cowbell noise?
I wouldn't say it was hard to communicate, just really annoying. We implemented those cowbells last night in walkthroughs, so I think that's something they just want. Yeah, I think they're trying to make it just like white noise. So we just trying to just get through it and just communicate well.
So what do you think will be the key to clean up the penalty issue moving forward?
Yeah, just being disciplined. That's an easy fix. Just being disciplined, communicating, and, knowing our assignments, and just getting back to us.
Kyson, why did you leave your hometown in Mississippi to go to Texas, and how tough was it to kind of leave that childhood behind?
It wasn't really tough just leaving that childhood behind. Just so I actually moved with my adopted parents, Brandon and Raven Shorter, and it was just going there and just getting into a better opportunity. Just I actually enjoyed it. School, being around my friends in Dallas, so it wasn't really tough. I did miss a lot of family. I did miss a lot of friends back at home, but it was definitely ultimately like a good decision for myself and my family.
I'm sorry. How much did it help you grow up, though, moving away from home in high school?
Yeah, it actually just helped me grow up really, really fast. Just being away from my mom, I miss my mom a lot, so it definitely helped me just come a man a lot faster, make a lot of decisions that I probably wouldn't have had to make if I wasn't in that situation. So I definitely think it allowed me to grow as a man.
Has your phone been blowing up this week?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I get calls every day from family member I haven't heard from in years, but they're definitely really, really excited.
How is it now to have two of those female figures in your life?
That's absolutely a blessing. I've learned so much from those two women, and I thank God that He put me in the position that I was in, and the position I am now. I'm blessed.
What lessons did you learn from each of them?
I'd say mainly just be about my business, just take care of business, and I say from my mom back in Mississippi, just be humble, always be humble, and just keep working. The work always works. So I think those are the biggest lessons I learned from those two.
What would you tell your teammates about what it'll be like playing in an SEC environment?
I'd definitely say it's gonna be loud. I just remember the last Egg Bowl game I was at. Those fans, like, they was ringing those cowbells the entire time. So I think just the key to just the victory is just gonna be communicating and just being on the same page.
How seriously do they take their football down there, and how kind of ingrained is football in the everyday life of the average individual in Mississippi?
They take it truly serious. I just remember being in high school. We was getting after it. The weather is muggy, so it's a lot of those days where we're grinding it out, banging it out, and definitely some lessons learned just practices.
What's it been like to use football as a vehicle to kind of showcase what you can do to make it out and inspire your family and do what's best?
Yeah, it's definitely been awesome. Just showing my family how far I've come, and just being that role model. I feel like a lot of my friends back at home kind of look up to me in a certain figure, so I feel like I owe it to them just to go about my business correct the right way, and carry myself in the right way, and just thrive at every level.
Who was it be from the same place as Elvis Presley?
Man, when I talk to a lot of people and tell them I'm from there, they always just ask me just about being there and just the vibe of the city. But it's definitely like I remember just every time I go back home, just driving by his birthplace and just seeing the downtown with the guitars and stuff like that. So it's definitely a staple of that city, and I kind of carry it with a little pride.
Can you name it? Can you name an Elvis song?
Blue Suede Shoes.
There you go.
That's one of my favorite ones. I just remember, I think I had a play like a while ago, and that song just been stuck in my head just about for a while.
When was the last time you were home?
Last Christmas.
So you didn't even go home for the summer?
No, I didn't go home for the summer. No.
Wow.
Can you pronounce the name of the town again?
Tupelo.
Tupelo.
Yeah.
If you could give your mom back in Mississippi a message this week, what would it be?
Well, I just seen her. I'm coming home. That's probably a message that she'll probably just smile, and she'll probably end up crying. She's a huge crybaby. So when I dropped her off at the airport, I was surprised she didn't cry that time. But I think she might have cried on the plane. But it's definitely I'm coming home. She's probably just gonna be overwhelmed with joy just to see me come back home.
Does this game mean a little extra for you?
It means a little bit extra, just because I know after the game I'll probably see more family. But I think ultimately it's just getting back to the process and just treating it just like any other game. Ultimately, I got to do what I got to do, and I got to do my part. So I think that's just the biggest thing for me.
Cam Scudder would have been proud the way you shoot that defender there on your first run.
Oh yeah, Scat, yeah, that guy's crazy. He's definitely, I definitely know he was probably somewhere just about to lose his mind somewhere.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all.
It's okay to cry.